Let's explore a term called velocity. It's one of the most popular metrics of Agile. In a simple word, velocity gets calculated by summing the size of completed user story in a given time box. So in this example, I have three stories which are planned for a given sprint. One story which is related to login is a 5 story points. Another one related to search is a 13 story point, and there is another one which is a 5 story point profile management. Assuming if we have a situation where at the end of the iteration, out of these three stories, only two stories satisfies that definition of done criteria, which means only these two stories got marked done. So when these two stories got marked done, what is the velocity? It's a simple sum total of the size of these stories. In this case, 5 plus 13, our velocity is going to be 18. What about the story which is not completed? Sometimes you see in a question that it was 50% complete. What should we do? In case of agile ways of working and calculating velocity as a matrix, there is no percentage completion. We have a given story. If it is done, it will be considered in the sum total for the velocity calculation. If it is not done, it is not considered. And done means meeting definition of done. Now, many a time when you see this velocity information, you also see a trend graph. So we represent velocity of each iteration in the format of bar chart. So number of story completed in a given iteration we show as a length of the bar. So in this particular diagram, I'm showing you the three iterations story points completed. So you have a velocity of three iterations. Now, in many organizations, using this historical data of three iteration, we may also have average velocity. So this average velocity is represented by taking average of these three iterations, and it can be used for understanding or forecasting the upcoming iterations velocity. Yeah. So by taking the historical trend, we calculate the average velocity, and this may get used for forecasting release, and that word will be called forecasted velocity. So when I am doing a release planning for the future iteration and I am taking a velocity number in order to identify how much work we can do in a given release, that velocity number is called forecasted velocity. So my recommendation is be clear about these three words: velocity, average velocity, and forecasted velocity. And you also understand that velocity is not something which can be used for comparing teams. It is a mechanism of seeing or forecasting the predictability of how much work we can plan for our upcoming iterations.